Alright guys, welcome to our first game of the day. We have a best of 3 here at our hands here, the WCG Korean Qualifier. This is the round of 16 and we actually have a really exciting match at our hands today. We are currently on direct watch, as you can see, and starting to the top right, the probably best player in the entire world right now. It is Innovation, and he is up in this particular series against a Protoss player. Starting to the bottom left, we have CJ and his herO. And this is going to be a pretty cool match. If you looked at the bracket of the round of 16, you realized right away that those two players are currently in a half of the bracket where we have so many Protoss players. Of those 8 players in the upper half of the bracket, 7 of them are Protoss, and Innovation is the only non-Protoss player. He's the Terran player, the sole fighter for Arena's Renegades. And we're going to find out if he is able to defeat the first Protoss opponent that he has in this bracket. We are going to find out if he is able to take down a herO from CJ Enters. And Innovation so far has played a very convincing tournament. He's played some really exciting games, and let's see what he can do here. We're currently in Shindarim. We're here in Seoul and at the venue where all the players are currently setting up their gear and starting their first few games. And let's see what both of them can achieve here, if they will be able to advance in the tournament. Keep in mind once again that only the round of 16 is going to be played today. We're going to have another match later on where Marine King has to take on Effort in the lower part of the bracket to advance to the next round of the tournament. So only 3 players of the 16 that are left here will be able to go to the main event, to the WCG, the World Cyber Games that are once again being held in China, and it's going to be pretty exciting. For Innovation, what we currently have is a command center first. He starts out with the CC on the low ground, and looking at the bottom left of the map, we have, of course, his opponent herO. At this point, with the double gas being taken, goes into the second assimilator, and herO is a really strong opponent to face. I actually recorded first-person videos of both of these guys. I already uploaded the one of Innovation onto my YouTube channel, youtube.com/KhaldorTV, and herO will follow in a few days. A little bit busy these days, going to Finland next week for the Aces RG tournament where I'm going to cast with Idra, so it might take a few days until I'm able to get everything out on the channel, but I'll definitely do my best. We have double barracks now for Innovation as a follow-up, so you can really see that he focuses on a mineral-heavy play, starting with the command center first. You're taking a few risks against Protoss, and we have a proxy Stargate for herO. So really interesting to see that herO is trying to cheese a bit, and he could actually be very successful with this. If you think about the build that Innovation currently chose, he will have 2 points where he has to defend: his natural expansion and of course then also his own main base. So 2 mineral lines that are exposed to the Oracle, and this could spell disaster for the strong Terran player if he isn't careful here. With the double barracks, he should be able to get a fair amount of Marines into the game, and he will desperately need them because this Oracle is going to hit pretty hard, and there is probably going to be a second one following, maybe even a third one. So herO is right from the start going all out with this and trying to do as much damage as possible, trying to cripple Innovation. But the Terran player is still active on the map with an SCV, and the SCV might be able just barely to scout this target. It doesn't really look like it, but no, maybe he is able to get just a glimpse, maybe of the pylon or of the Stargate itself. That would help him a lot, and no, he has no idea. He saw for a second the chrono boost here, but I don't think that he really paid attention to the SCV. The Oracle is now on the way, and he completely misses it. So great opening here for herO. But on the other hand, we have for Innovation already a double missile turret being built. One in the mineral line in the main base, and another one at the ramp. The Marines immediately trying to take out the Oracle, but so much firepower that we have here for the early air unit, and the Oracle takes 5 kills, 7 kills actually, right off the bat. Really well done here, trying to take down the SCV too, but 8 kills already on the Oracle. The second one is moving in and might be able to take down the SCV before the turret is completed. And now he can camp the production. Great opening here for herO. He can take down so many of these harvesters. There are no Marines left. The bunker does not finish, and the Stalker is already there, about to wreak havoc. 7 SCVs were already killed, and I'm not even talking about those additional 9 Marines that he took out. So this is really not looking good for Innovation at this point. He lost a fair amount of units already. His Marine count is very low. herO is just going all out. He didn't lose anything so far. herO with 0 resources lost against Innovation's 850, and the only thing that saves the ass of the Terran player in this situation is the missile turret that we have now, not only at the ramp but also in both mineral lines. So at least something that he can do, but you might have realized already that there's not a single refinery. So we do not have gas, and that's a big problem 7 minutes into the game. Here come those Oracles again, just trying to get close enough to those mules to maybe do some damage. And let's not forget about the Marines. They are always exposed against these double Oracles that we have. The one advantage that Innovation, of course, has compared to... Oh, nice move here. Not aware of what was happening. herO loses one of his Oracles. But let's talk a little bit about the advantages that Innovation has with this build. The advantage that he definitely had and still has is that he is on double orbital already. He can call down 2 mules and he can go into double SCV production, where we have just now the Nexus at the bottom left finishing for his opponent. So this is the trade-off that you always go for when you go into a fast attack. You sacrifice a potential economy that you could have had, and you go for a very aggressive style that needs to do damage. And herO certainly did that damage, but that doesn't mean that he's won the game right now. At best, he might have been able to equalize the score here. And of course, at this point, when you look at the overall army supply and overall supply in general, you see that both of them are still on very even footing. But the main issue for Innovation really being that his entire tech was so much delayed. So yes, in terms of economy, herO not in the best position. He's still a little bit behind, but he will like this position a lot. The problem for him being those Marines that already walk into the mineral arena. But immediately the triple sentry is here. The Oracle comes to help out, and a couple of probes are going down. Innovation is doing whatever he can, but he's gonna lose those Marines. But these are the little pokes, the prots that he can go for, where he can try to do some damage. But by now, of course, herO is playing this also with a Mothership Core that will help him with the Photon Overcharge against additional aggression. But if you look in the main base of Innovation, you see that there are a lot of barracks being built. We are soon going to be up to 5 barracks for the Terran player. His problem really being the tech. I touched on it already a bit earlier. The third orbital, of course, a great addition for him at this point. But him only having the factory now done and the starport just starting at roughly 10 minutes into the game, that is definitely a big problem. Just look at what herO already has on the production tab. This bad boy has the +1 armor upgrade already nearly completed. He's going into the robotics bay here for his tech, his own facility, of course, already done. And here comes now the Warp Prism into the main base with a nice warp in, still pressuring Innovation. herO is doing exactly what he has to do, playing as aggressively as possible against the strong Terran player. And this is exactly what he has to do here. Another round of warp in, since those ACVs are very much exposed. The Marines are moving in, need to take down that Warp Prism, and they're able to actually complete that. But so many of those Zealots already dishing out their damage with a +1 armor upgrade that they have. Really strong against the Marines. The +1 attack upgrade for the bio units of Innovation is not done just yet, and the Terran player, he is dropping in supply. He is dropping so fast. He's down to 44 now against 62. The Oracle actually getting another kill, now already up to 14 as an instructor here, and Innovation heavily relying now on this third base. This is the edge that he has in the game over his opponent. A third base, a third mineral line where he can call down his mules, but constant aggression. And herO, of course, a master at this game himself, is moving out with the Oracle immediately, trying to scout what's going on. He finds the third base, and now Innovation strategy and all his assets are already revealed. Resources lost, 3,100 against nearly 2,000. herO far ahead in this game, going into the Colossi already, getting his own third base immediately after spotting the third foe of his opponent. And he also has all those observers on the map that are really doing a great job revealing Innovation's movements with his army. And the Terran player, he is desperate right now. He has to do some damage, and he is trying to use the opportunity here to turn things around, to be aggressive on his own, maybe to do some damage and catch herO with his pants down. This is one of the few things that he will really try to achieve here, but so far it has been the CJN to his Protoss player that has been dominating this game and pushing Innovation's buttons. Here comes now the Terran player trying to do whatever he can in terms of army supply. They are still fairly even, but just the sheer amount of tech that is already out for herO is a huge problem. The mobility now of the Medivacs, on the other hand, a huge asset for Innovation, and he is trying to use that, dropping into his opponent's mineral line, going in right away. But herO is already in a good position here, trying to stim in with his bioforces. Not able to do too much here, and he has to be really careful. If those few medivacs get taken out, then he's in a lot of trouble. But Innovation wouldn't be Innovation if he was not able to go for a crazy multitasking, and this is exactly what we see right now. The drop's still a danger at the bottom left of the map, but these small run-bys that he's trying to set up against his opponent's third base, they can definitely achieve a lot. Once again, moving into the mineral line at the main base, taking out the cannon, and immediately also focusing down the pylon. Not quite pulling that off, though, and with a Photon Overcharge, of course, he herO has a really great tool at his disposal that he can use to just pressure or defend against pressure as much as possible. For herO, we have now already the +2 attack upgrade started, as you can see. Innovation, on the other hand, just now completing his armory and starting his own upgrades, but double upgrades for the Protoss player, definitely putting a little bit of a dent to the confidence of Innovation. But the Terran player is up with the supply, just a tiny little bit, but it's enough to pressure herO here. And I have to give it to Innovation. Like most Terran players in his situation would have already lost the game a long time ago, but he's not only fighting back, he is taking an advantage in supply. And he's far behind in the upgrades, but he's really trying to make it work. He's doing the best that he can, even dropping now behind the Colossi, trying to flank his opponent from 2 angles and take down those Colossus. Since he doesn't have any Vikings, he's able to take out one of them. The entire defense of those Colossi is already demolished. He might be able to take down another one. No, but this was actually only because herO really microed like a god here. I love how Innovation is currently playing in this game, how he's able to get ahead of his opponent in supply once more. The +2/+2, of course, a really big problem here for the Terran player, but herO loses all of his Colossi, and this is the tech that basically gave him the advantage that he had. So Innovation is currently just turning things around here, and it's actually amazing to me that he's able to pull that off in the first place. He lost 33 Harvesters over the course of the game, only took down 6, and at this point he's really starting to take the initiative and starting to push forward. For him, the problem are the upgrades, as I mentioned before, the massive tech advantage of herO. But still, he's making that work, and Mule's of course a big factor of this, giving him the economy that he needs to pull this off. Units rallied across the map, and Innovation just with pressure the entire time, trying to fight his way to victory and trying to just force herO into submission before the Protoss player gets his additional upgrades out, before he can really capitalize on his tech even more. Innovation is doing whatever he can, and herO, he's fighting back. Now we have the first few Vikings, but double Colossi is already there, and all of those bio forces, they really struggle. In the first few fights, what won Innovation those battles were the Medivacs and his huge amount of mobility that he had on the map here, moving in from 2 angles, immediately flanking his opponent with an initial set of Medivacs. And of course, for him, a little bit of a problem are those observers that we see here for herO. He knows exactly where Innovation is going to strike next. We have still the main army of the Terran player in the middle of the map, well positioned to harvest the third base, but the main is now immediately being attacked. No charge for the Zealots just yet, but the amount of Stalkers is enough to force the Terran player back for now. We have the Colossi also in there. Once again, the Sutter step forward, trying to take that out, and another Colossus goes down. Really well played by Innovation. But on the other hand, he loses his entire bio force accomplishing this. He is still behind in resources lost, and keep in mind that we have, for the Protoss player, still those Colossi, the +2/+2 upgrades. He has a bit of an advantage over Innovation, who is about to complete his own set of upgrades in the near future as well. So Innovation is still in the supply lead, but now he's starting to be forced back by his opponent, always the blink forward, trying to chase down these units. But if you just look at the game and what we currently have on the board, it's a very even match at that. I talked a little bit about it in the beginning when I said that herO had to do the damage that he dished out against Innovation because of the massive advantage that Innovation had in his own income, because of his economy. So herO, starting with a proxy Stargate, had to do damage, and he did that. He did even more than that. He really pressured the Terran player. But one of the trademarks for Innovation is that he doesn't crumble. If there's a dent in his armor, he will be able to fix it, and he just focuses down on the strength that he has. He didn't hit the panic button, and immediately was able to just stabilize his own build and move out, did the best that he could, and is now in a really good position against the Protoss player. A crazy first game that we see here, and I think that herO at some point really assumed that he was a little bit farther ahead in the game than he actually was. His advantage in tech was crazy, but he could not really capitalize on it. He had those Colossi out on the map and he was trying to do damage, but Innovation with a flank, using the mobility of the Medivacs, took down all 3 of them, and this was the time when herO really started to crack a little bit and to realize that he might not be able to take this game after all. As it is, we have a 25 supply advantage for Innovation, and he and herO, they are both going straight into +3/+3, getting those upgrades out. Upgrades are even at this point, but we don't have Storm. We don't have the Storm tech for herO. Even on 3 bases, he's still focusing on Colossi. Once again, they're moving in. We have the Time Warp there, and herO has to actually push through here, but he's doing so much damage against Innovation's army. Innovation moving back once again. He's still maintaining that supply lead that he had earlier, but here comes that Stim. The Marauders are trying to take down as many of the Stalkers as they possibly can. Where are those Zealots? He needs more Zealots at the front with charge, and immediately the Vikings moving in here, taking down the Mothership Core. The blink forward, trying to eliminate targeted as many of the anti-air units as humanly possible to the top right. We have a bit of a zealot run by trying to target down the reinforcements and also the economy of the Terran player, and Innovation is now falling behind in supply. He's once again being chased here, but the reinforcements streaming in might be able to save at least the medivacs for now. Even we have the Oracle moving in with 19 kills already in this game, going up to 20, getting the rank of Executor, and then going down here. But the Zealots, they are still going strong. 48 Harvesters killed over the duration of the game by herO. What a crazy aggressive game one that we have here between the two of them. 62 army supply on the other hand for Innovation. herO has much more probes than Innovation has SCVs, therefore the slight discrepancy that we have here in the work account. And to the top left, herO at this point, he's really just trying to get himself this 4th base. The same is on the other hand true for Innovation. The Terran player moving in with this orbital might see the planetary here. He's going for the orbital command instead. And let's see what the Protoss can do now. Still with a little bit of a run by force that he could utilize later on, but for now what herO really wants to do and what he's trying to do is to get his tech out, is to get Storm. With a good Storm tech he might just be able to use those Storms to force Innovation into submission, as the Terran player doesn't have the Ghost Academy just yet. But a big problem is if Innovation is able to find that base to the top left. The Zealot at the Xel'Naga Watchtower has already been taken out, and with the drop play he could aim for that 3rd, but if he spots the 4th base, then we might see a cancel here. I don't think... Oh, actually he has the units already streaming over there. So he's able to take that out, takes charge of the Xel'Naga Watchtower first, and therefore gets the vision, forces Innovation back. And at this point Innovation, he knows that there's a base, but he can't do anything about it. This is really where the problem for Innovation comes into play, this Storm upgrade. If he doesn't have EMPs, if he doesn't have Ghosts, if there are no snipes whatsoever, he has to rely on his flanks, he has to rely on his numbers, and he has to rely on his splits. If he is not able to pull that off, then he will be in trouble. His medivac count is not all too shabby, it's at 9 right now, and with 5 Vikings and additional ones being built, he should be able to take those 3 Colossi down with no problem whatsoever. But the Storms, they are the bigger issue. And Innovation, he hasn't identified what's going on here. He is in a heavy supply lead on the other hand. He is 40 supply up against his opponent, and this is especially visible when you look at his army supply. 132 against 85. But Storms, good Storms, would be really, really important here for herO. If he can get those off, then Innovation's Bioforce might be in trouble. Very Marauder heavy on the other hand, not too many Marines. 36 Marauders and 24 Marines, and it's time for the Storms. We're going in with the first one. The High Templars have been revealed, and this is the time when Innovation has to get that Ghost Academy. He's trying to make it happen like this somehow, but if he's caught in a choke point, then he's in trouble. And he has to know that. A massive bang for the Terran player, and here comes once again herO. Here come those Storms that we talked about, doing a lot of damage, and the medivacs, they have to do overtime now to just make sure that they heal that Bioforce up to full health once again. But still, in overall supply, Innovation has the lead here, and especially in army supply. His 4th base on the other hand, very much exposed, has to lift. Where are those Storms? He needs them, and he needs them now. He's out of energy. The SCVs are leading the charge, trying to move in, acting as a buffer for the army, and suddenly it's Innovation who cleans house, moves in, and stutter steps his way to a victory, takes down every single Archon. Only the Colossi are still there, and they are already gone. Now that the Zealots are trying to save the day, it's already a little bit too late. herO is going down, and he's going down hard. Innovation with a massive comeback in this series, able to actually take game number 1 here. There is just no way, even with the massive bang that herO has, that he will be able to take this game. Innovation is on 4 bases, and the Observer here, he can only look, not touch. To the top left, we have the Nexus going down. There are no defense anymore for the Terran, for the Protoss, for CJ Enters. The army supply says it all. 33 against 111. Things are looking very grim for herO. He's desperately trying to get another base up in this game. but his main base is already out of minerals. Looking at the natural, we will see the same picture in just a few seconds as those mineral patches are about to be depleted, and his only source of income is his third base, whereas Innovation is just muling at the fourth, dropping the mule hammer like a boss and starting to clean house in the middle of the map. Stutter stepping away from the Archons for seconds, but with only 3 of them, there's just no doubt in my mind how this game is going to end. herO is losing way too much ground here, and Innovation is now pushing to the bottom left. This is why this guy is the best player in the entire world. He's once again taking down his opponent, even after that early deficit that he had. Game number 1 ends in favor of Innovation. GG by herO, and we are heading into map number 2 in just a few seconds.